How does a poor black girl born into poverty in rural Mississippi rise to become the first black female billionaire in America and one of the most trusted voices on the planet? This is not just the story of a TV host. It's the story of a woman who turned pain into power, empathy into influence, and a talk show into a global business empire. Today, we uncover how Oprah Winfrey built her fortune and why her story is one of the most extraordinary business journeys in American history. But to understand Oprah's empire, you first need to understand how close she came to never having one at all. Oprah's story begins with hardship and unimaginable challenges. She was born in 1954 to a teenage single mother in rural Mississippi, a place where opportunities were scarce. Poverty wasn't just around her. It was her reality, shaping every aspect of her young life. She wore dresses made of potato sacks, and her grandmother taught her to read before the age of 3, hoping it might be her only ticket out of their dire circumstances. But her early life was far from a fairy tale. Her childhood was marked by instability, trauma, and a constant struggle for survival. At just 9 years old, she was abused by multiple family members and people she trusted, a betrayal that left deep scars. By 14, she had run away from home, seeking an escape from the pain and suffering. She gave birth to a son who tragically died shortly after birth, adding to her already overwhelming grief. Most people would have been broken beyond repair. Society would have expected her to disappear quietly into the cycle of poverty and pain she was born into, never to be heard from again. But Oprah had something no one could see yet, an unshakable resilience and a voice that would soon become her greatest weapon, a voice that would change the world. And that voice? It would take her from a tiny radio booth in Nashville to the biggest stage in American television, where she would inspire millions. But first, she had to survive one brutal rejection that almost ended it all, a test of her strength and determination. Her gift was her voice, rich, expressive, and full of raw emotion, a sound that could move hearts and command attention in any room. In school, she was nicknamed the Preacher for her dramatic storytelling, captivating classmates and teachers alike with her energy and presence. That unmistakable voice landed her a part-time job at a local radio station as a teenager, where she learned the power of words and the magic of broadcasting. She was finally escaping the shadows of her past, daring to dream of a future beyond the limitations she'd always known. But television was a different story, a world with new rules and even higher barriers. When she got her first TV job as a news anchor in Nashville, executives told her she was too emotional, too soft, and even too black for primetime news, doubting her ability to fit their mold. She was demoted, humiliated, her confidence shaken, but her spirit unbroken. Most would have quit. But Oprah refused to let rejection define her story. Instead of changing who she was, she doubled down on what made her unique, her ability to connect, to listen, and to make people feel seen. She leaned into empathy rather than detachment. That decision changed everything, setting her apart in a world that valued distance. In 1984, Chicago producers took a gamble on her and handed her a failing morning show called AM Chicago, hoping for a miracle. Within months, Oprah transformed it into the city's top-rated program, drawing viewers from every walk of life. She didn't just host, she created a cultural event every morning, making television feel personal and alive. But success on camera was only the beginning of her journey. Behind the scenes, Oprah was about to make a move that would flip the entire TV industry upside down and set her on the path to becoming a billionaire, forever changing the landscape of American media. Here's where Oprah's genius truly came in, setting her apart from everyone else in the industry. Most TV hosts at the time were just employees, working within the limits set by their networks. They got a paycheck and that was it. But Oprah? She wanted more than just a salary. She wanted real control over her destiny. In 1986, when The Oprah Winfrey Show went national and reached millions of new viewers, she formed her own production company, Harpo Productions. That's Oprah spelled backward, a name that would soon become legendary. It wasn't just clever branding. It was a business revolution that changed the rules for everyone in television. By owning her show, Oprah owned the rights, the syndication, and, most importantly, the brand of Oprah herself. This one bold decision multiplied her earnings exponentially, opening doors to new opportunities. She wasn't just earning a salary, She was building equity, creating lasting wealth and influence. By the 90s, Harpo Productions was producing films, TV specials, and even stage plays, expanding her empire far beyond talk shows. And she never lost sight of what mattered most: trust, the foundation of her connection with viewers. While competitors chased ratings with sensationalism, Oprah built a sanctuary where people felt safe and heard. Her stage became a safe place to confront painful truths, inspire hope, and spark national conversations, from racism to self-love and everything in between. That trust became her greatest currency, more valuable than any contract or deal, and soon, the world would see just how powerful that trust really was. When Oprah's influence started making and breaking fortunes overnight, changing lives in ways no one could have predicted. By the 1990s, Oprah wasn't just a talk show host, she was an economic powerhouse. Her endorsement could turn an unknown book into a bestseller in days. Her favorite things list could send product sales skyrocketing overnight. Marketers called it the Oprah effect. Authors prayed for it. CEOs dreamed of it. Politicians coveted it. But why did it work? Because Oprah's audience didn't just watch her. They believed her. She had built an empire not on products or gimmicks, but on credibility. This trust catapulted her into billionaire status. But here's the twist. Oprah didn't stop there. While everyone assumed she would ride her show until retirement, she was secretly planning her next move, one that would cement her as more than just a TV star. When she finally walked away from her legendary talk show at its peak, the world thought she was making a mistake. What happened next proved everyone wrong. In 2011, Oprah shocked the world by ending the Oprah Winfrey Show after 25 years. Critics predicted her empire would collapse without The Daily Show. Instead, Oprah launched OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, a platform she didn't just appear on, but fully controlled. It was a bold, risky move in an era where cable TV was declining. But Oprah adapted. She partnered with Apple for streaming content, invested in Weight Watchers, sending their stock soaring, and expanded her publishing and film ventures. She turned her brand into a diversified empire spanning media, health, education, and real estate. Today, Oprah is worth over $2.5 billion. But her wealth isn't just in dollars. It's in influence, legacy, and the blueprint she left behind. Because Oprah's story isn't just about money. It's about a fundamental question every entrepreneur faces. How do you build something that lasts beyond you? Oprah's true legacy isn't the billions, the awards, or even the fame. It's what she represents, the power of authenticity in business. She didn't build her empire by selling a product. She built it by selling connection. She broke barriers as a Black woman in a white, male-dominated industry. She redefined what a media mogul could look like, and she proved that vulnerability, empathy, and trust aren't weaknesses in business. They're superpowers. Oprah Winfrey's story is proof that business empires aren't just built on money or power. They're built on trust, resilience, and the courage to own your voice. So the next time you wonder how someone can go from potato sack dresses to billionaire status, remember this. Oprah didn't just find her fortune, she created it by turning her life story into the most powerful business brand America has ever seen. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more business stories.